The Donner Party, Surviving the Mountain of Despair. Adapted from The Donner Party, Cannibalism at the Edge of Winter. Imagine setting out on an adventure that promises boundless opportunity. It was May 1846, and a group of American emigrants embarked on a journey westward, the promise of California gleaming in their eyes, like a shimmering oasis beyond the desert. Imagine this: hopeful families, wagons full of dreams trailing like clouds over the vast prairies. This was the Donner Party's beginning, a journey over 2,000 miles across the frontier. The group was composed of several families and adventurers numbering near 87 souls, all driven by tales of fertile lands where dreams sprout like spring flowers. Led by George Donner and James F. Reed, they journeyed bravely, eyes set on the western sun. But what none of them foresaw was how a series of unforeseen mishaps would lead them into a nightmare etched into history. Their path was a rugged one, taking them across the Great Plains, through deserts where the air shimmered with heat, into the high, snow-capped peaks of the Sierra Nevada. They followed the newly established Hastings Cutoff, believed to be a shortcut on this arduous path. But, unbeknownst to them, this so-called shortcut would soon become the road of dire trials. Onward they went, bravely pushing through uncharted territories. Picture this caravan of hope, listening to the chorus of wagon wheels creaking in the dry winds, mingling with laughter and the warm scent of baking bread. Their trek had begun, a pilgrimage westward that promised prosperity, or so they hoped. As the wagons rolled forward, the laughter began to fade, swallowed by the silence of the desert and the relentless sun. The optimism that once filled their minds was slowly consumed by the harsh realities of the frontier. The Donner Party, led by George Donner and James Reed, began to realize that the path they chose was fraught with dangers unforeseen. Their troubles began in the infamous Wasatch Mountains. Here, the promised shortcut revealed its true nature, a treacherous and nearly impassable barrier, with rocks and ravines that threatened to overturn their wagons at every turn. The once jovial company was now a grim convoy, each member wrestling with their own doubts as they faced the peril of the unyielding lands. Days turned to weeks. Food supplies dwindled as they progressed, slower and more laboriously than anticipated. Tempers began to fray, fingers pointed, blame distributed among those who had assured them of Hastings Cutoff's promise. But perhaps the greatest foe was time. The shadow of the Sierra Nevada loomed ahead, and autumn was fleeing quickly behind them. The Donner Party pressed on, each member carving their way through the overwhelming obstacles. The wilderness expanded around them, whispering promises of ruin with every breath of wind, as they set their sights on crossing the daunting mountains before the snows came. The most relentless adversary struck as autumn waned. Snow began to fall, and the Sierra Nevada became an impenetrable fortress of ice and cold. By late October, as the Donner Party approached the summit, they found their path barred by towering drifts. The snows came like a predator, silent and unyielding, trapping the emigrants in a grip that chilled the heart. Picture the scene: tents hastily assembled, like small islands in a sea of white, surrounded by somber pines heavy with snow. Families huddled together beneath threadbare blankets, hands trembling from the numbing cold. They were stranded at Truckee Lake, now known as Donner Lake, and the food supply crisis soon became their greatest test. The grim decision came in December. A small group would attempt to find help, a desperate bid for survival. Dubbed the Forlorn Hope, 15 men, women and children set out, battling the fierce winter winds and punishing snow. After weeks of brutal conditions, they resorted to cannibalism to survive, marking the darkest hour of their journey. Back at the camp, emaciation and despair took hold. Screaming gales and the eerie silence became companions to the suffering families. Each day was a calculated struggle against death, but still they hoped for rescue. Rescue finally arrived as spring melted winter's icy grip. By February 1847, the first relief parties reached the survivors, each wave of rescuers bringing life back to this frozen graveyard. But by then, the toll had been exacted. Nearly half of the Donner Party's original members had perished, and the whispers of what transpired lingered like ghosts among the survivors. Cannibalism. It was a word unspoken but well known within the circle of survivors. Stories of how the Forlorn Hope had succumbed to eating the dead for survival spread quickly. The world they returned to looked upon them with a mixture of horror and pity. Yet, in the face of these hardships, the survivors were granted another chance at life, though changed forever. Some emerged from the ordeal with haunting memories and the scars of a brutal struggle. But they moved forward nonetheless. Each one carried with them the legacy of those left behind. Survivors spoke of moments of humanity and courage amidst horror. Each recollection was a testament to the extremities of human endurance and the relentless will to survive against unimaginable odds. And so we come to the story's enduring legacy, a tale not just of tragedy, but also of perseverance and the raw essence of humanity. The Donner Party's journey became a grim chapter in the annals of American westward expansion, a haunting reminder of the perilous road to progress. Their ordeal is etched in history, a story retold with a shudder and a gasp. It's a powerful narrative about the extremes of human survival instincts and the lengths to which desperate people will go when faced with the unimaginable. Today, many visit Donner Lake, standing somberly beside the towering memorial, where bronze figures reach toward the sky, capturing the untold depths of human despair and, oddly enough, resilience. It's a place where history and memory intersect, reminding us of the fine line between civilization and chaos. The story of the Donner Party doesn't just dwell on the horrific truth of cannibalism. It compels us to consider the fragility of plans and the tenacity of the human spirit. Above all, it asks each one of us to ponder, how far would we go and what would we endure to reach the promise of a better life?